Hi guys, Jazmine Pather here. Welcome to our channel. I just wanted to come on here and share a little bit about my background story. I feel like not a lot of people know how it is that I came into the business. A lot of you have seen Josh on the YouTube channel, but I'm going to be on here a lot more often. So I figured it was important for you guys to get to know me better, and hopefully you guys can let me know what you guys think in the comments below. But my name is Jazmine Pather. I am co-owner of Photo Booth International. I am also Josh's wife. We've been married now for, I think we're going on 3 years here pretty soon, but we've actually been together for close to 10 years. So I was with him throughout the inception of Photo Booth Dallas, the rental company, and then I kind of came in 2014, I believe, once there was just a lot of things happening at my current job. So let me take you back. So let's rewind. Let's go back to 2012. So around this time is when Josh started Photo Booth Dallas, our rental company. He started it with a business partner at the time, and that didn't work out very well. They ended up breaking ties, and they each went their separate ways. And so that business grew very quickly. And so what happened was Josh was at a point where he just couldn't handle all of the workload himself. And it just so happens that around this time, I was actually a pharmacy tech working for a private owned pharmacy. And I had been there for quite some time, but I wasn't happy. I was coming home crying. I was coming home really upset all the time. And it was because there was a lot of favoritism. There was just the management there. It wasn't favorable for the employee, and I didn't feel appreciated. I felt like I was getting paid a lot less for a lot of the work that I was taking on. And I found out that, they weren't being very fair all across the board with employees. So at this point, this is 2014, I decide that I'm gonna just try to find another pharmacy job. So at this point, I start looking. I had been in the pharmacy field for quite some time, so I reached out to my network and I started to ask them, hey, do you guys know of anyone that's hiring? I'm ready to switch it up. I actually went to a few interviews, and during one of those days that I was searching for another job, Josh suggested, hey, how come we don't just try working together? Maybe you can actually come on board and just help me manage the business. I need help, and it's hard for me to find good employees, and I can trust you, and I know you're not going to call in on me. So at this point, mind you, I have to tell you, I'm not a risk taker typically. So for me, it was a hard but easy decision at the same time, because for me it was, okay, well, do I continue to suffer at the job that I'm at now, or do I take a risk and, worst case scenario, if things don't work out between me and Josh in the business working together, I can always go back to a pharmacy job, no problem. So at this point I decided, okay, what the heck, let me just do it. Actually, I have to tell you, the deciding factor was the fact that it was fall of 2014, and we had already planned a New Year's trip for later that year. And I just kept thinking to myself, well, getting off during the holidays at a pharmacy is very hard. So I just thought, okay, well, we can try working together, and that way I also don't have to request time off, and we'll just see what happens. And so here we are, fast forward 2020, we're still working together. We're still together, we're still married. We haven't killed each other. I know that a lot of people have that concern going into business together as a married couple or as a couple that lives together is our relationship going to survive that, and is that going to be healthy for our relationship? And I have to tell you, the first, I would say 6 to 9 months of working together, we were arguing a lot. It was tough. We had to learn what each of our strengths and weaknesses were, and we were able to kind of find a balance after that. But it was definitely challenging those first few months, and it took some time for us to kind of get acquainted with what exactly like we like to do and what it is that he was supposed to do and what it is that I was supposed to do. And so once we got past that, I mean, things have been so much better, and we're able to really work together. And so coming from the pharmacy world, as you can imagine, I knew nothing about business. I knew nothing about photo booths. I knew nothing about, you know, being an entrepreneur. So it took a lot of learning through mistakes and a lot of just figuring things out on our own and just kind of winging things. And I definitely learned the hard way when it came to a lot of things like hiring, firing, managing events, talking to customers, selling products or selling our services. And so I know what that's like coming into the entrepreneurial world, not knowing anything. And so that's why I always try to tell people when they buy from us, don't be scared, don't be intimidated, just take it one step at a time, because if you go all in and you focus too much on all the things that you don't know, then you kind of enter analysis paralysis. And so I just recommend you just take it step by step, just figure things out one little thing at a time, and you'll be all right, I promise you. So once we figured out our balance and we learned what each other's strengths and weaknesses were and what our roles were in the company, I feel like things really took off. And that really allowed Josh to focus on the marketing aspect and the sales aspect of the business, which really allowed things to just really flow from there. I was mainly focused on like the organization and the management of, you know, some of the employees, and that really allowed him to like really do his thing. So when it comes down to it, if you take a look at things on our end, we're complete opposite, which is why we do work so well within the company. But that's also why we did bump heads in the beginning. But like I said, if you are thinking about working with your spouse or joining business with your spouse, I think that it's definitely doable. Don't get too scared or intimidated by what people say out there. I think you just have to kind of learn what each of you are best at. You have to learn what your strengths and weaknesses are. You have to have conversations straight up about what you prefer to do, what you don't like to do, and then maybe how you can work together. You could even do a trial. Someone can take vacation time and you guys can test it out that way. So that would be my tip for you. So here we are 6 years later, still working together. And I'm proud to say that recently, this week actually, we were notified that we made Inc. 5000's list, and we ranked at 1239. So that's awesome to be the you know, one of the fastest growing companies in America. And whenever I left my pharmacy job, I never thought that that's where we would be. I didn't quite know what was going to come out of it. I just knew that I needed to take a risk and that I needed to do something different. And I don't regret it one bit. I'm really thankful and grateful for the opportunity to be able to help other people start their own business and unleash their own potential, right? Because sometimes we stick too much to the rules and we don't realize how far we can get if we just explore something different. And so I thought that I had my path figured out. I thought, okay, graduate from high school, go to college. I was actually in school at the time whenever I was in pharmacy tech, because my goal was actually to become a nurse. So I was kind of killing myself, going to school part-time, and then working full-time and just doing homework during my spare time. It was taking a lot out of me. And obviously, no disrespect for people who choose to go out and, you know, become nurses or go out and, you know, focus on a career like that. But now that I'm a part of the business and that I've been able to learn so much along the way, I don't really see myself going back. That's just my personal experience. It's really fulfilling to be able to build something together with my partner and my husband, and just see people thrive with our photo booths out there. It's been really awesome to just meet so many new people. Every day is something different, and just knowing that we've made an impact in someone's life in that way, it really touches my heart, and it really just fills me up with so much joy. And so to anyone that's kind of able to relate to my story, my advice to you is just try something else, try something different. You never know until you try. Don't be scared, and remember that if things don't work out, you always have options. You can always, you know, try something different or go back to what you know works. But I think that's important to bring up during this time, during this situation that we're dealing with in 2020. So the risk was definitely worth it, as you can tell by my story. Every day I'm still learning. I don't have it all figured out yet, by all means. I'm still learning every day, because I do have that experience of 6 years of you know, learning through my own mistakes, learning through mistakes that me and Josh did together. I actually decided to put together a book called You Bought a Photo Booth, Now What? And so it's been in the making for quite a little bit of time now, and it's going to be coming out very soon. And so I think that if you're someone that's just purchased a photo booth and you're not quite sure what your next steps are, and you want to make sure that your first few events run smoothly, then this book is going to be the book for you. I created it with a new photo booth owner in mind, and so hopefully you guys find some value out of it and check it out once it comes out. So just stay tuned for that. And then again, I'm going to be on the YouTube channel a little bit more. So if there's anything that you would like to see from me, make sure to leave it in the comments below. And yeah, I look forward to catching up with you on the next video. Until next time, peace.